Oh, all right. We got a little work done yesterday afternoon. Let's see, try to give you a shot of what this looks like. These flex couplers goes in between the gearboxes. I was able to get that set screw or bolt out that was broke off, and I put a different one in there, a shorter one. No, I did not do any video of the actual assembly. It's pretty basic. You just put the bolts back in. They'll only go in one way with this adapter in the middle. As you can see, they are, every other one is pointing the other direction. So if you disassemble one, you're going to be able to see how it goes back together. But I got to get some new bolts for the slip clutch to clamp it around the spline shaft there. I did put a new disc in the slip clutch, so we should be good to go there. I've got the shaft greased up where it slides, so I'm waiting on parts. But I only had the 2 spares. I mean, like I said, these take some abuse if you go over some rough stuff, because as these blades whirling underneath this deck, you know, hits hard object, this is gonna take some abuse, you know, in between that. And as you can see, I went over some pretty rough stuff with this. Just something else to work on. The bolts, they do have a metal sleeve that goes inside of that flex coupler, this piece right here. And I just used a shop vise to squeeze them in. I put all the inserts in the coupler before I assembled it. It's just easier that way. It's a pretty snug fit. You don't want a loose fit. So it's important to get the right coupler for your machine. The diameter of the holes are different on some other models. This is a International Agritech Corporation rotary mower. It's kind of a budget brush hog for its day, probably built in the 80s. So it's no longer produced, for one thing, and some of the parts can be hard to find. But even the slip clutch, I can't even remember what that hub, that's what it's called, a hub that I replaced here, will fit it fits other mowers. I couldn't find one specific for this mower, but I did find one with the right diameter and the right splines. So, you know, you just have to do a little detective work to find the right size. And even these couplers here are for a different mower that I actually ordered, but it same size. Even these flex couplers, they do make different thicknesses of them, and the ones that I put on there are actually for a Land Pride brand, and this is the International World Agritech Corporation. Like I said, it's no longer produced, so you can find parts if you know how to look it up. Look by the diameter and thickness and hole size, so you can figure it out. Working on old equipment, sometimes you have to resort to parts for different mowers. There's only so many manufacturers, and a lot of these parts interchange on these mowers. They don't just build it for one specific mower. There's usually a lot of other mowers that interchange. I got other things to do. uh, Sorry, it's just time consuming trying to do an assembly or disassembly video. It's a lot of this is pretty basic. If you know how to use wrenches, you know. So we'll catch y'all later.